Oh, the title of my new book is The Trolley Problem Mysteries. It consists of my 2 Tanner lectures at the University of California, Berkeley in 2013, along with commentaries on those lectures by 3 philosophers and my responses to them. The trolley problem is based on a rather famous thought experiment, a case in which an out-of-control trolley is headed towards killing 5 people. And the question is whether it's morally permissible to turn that trolley away from the 5 people, even when one knows that it will certainly kill another person on another track. Now, many people who think about this intuitively think that it is permissible, even though they also intuitively think it's impermissible, morally speaking, to harm severely, for example, kill 1 person, to save 5 people in other cases. A much discussed other case is the transplant case, in which you would have to take the organs of 1 person, killing him thereby, in order to save 5 other people, where people say, no, that's not permissible. So the normative question here is it really permissible sometimes to harm some in order to save others, and yet impermissible in other cases to harm some to save others? That's the issue, broadly speaking. Now, this is a normative question. It's a question about what it's right to do. So psychological experiments, of which there have been many, on people's responses to the trolley problem are not going to really solve the issue, because we want to know whether people's responses are correct, what factors make them correct, and what underlying principle can justify the responses. And that's the normative issue that philosophers in this book in particular deal with. Now, the term mysteries is in the title of my book because there are various trolley problems. There are various variations on the basic cases, and they seem to suggest the same sorts of question that arise in murder mystery stories very often, namely, who done it, and also, how was it done? And those happen to be the 2 titles of my lectures. The original trolley case was introduced by the philosopher Philippa Foot, and in that case it was the trolley driver who had to decide whether to turn the trolley. In a variant introduced by the philosopher Judith Thomson, it was a bystander who had to decide whether to turn the trolley. Now, many people think that it matters who done it, who turns the trolley, with respect to whether it's permissible or not. And whether that's so is the subject matter of my first lecture in the book. Now, even if someone may turn the trolley, for example, the trolley driver, the question is, how may he turn the trolley or otherwise stop it? So it seems to me, as I argue in my second lecture, that even the trolley driver may not topple someone in front of the trolley to stop it from hitting the 5. So how he saves the 5 by harming someone seems to matter, morally speaking. And that's the subject matter of the second lecture, the how question. There are lots of other issues that are dealt with in these 2 lectures that are related to the general problem of harming some to save others, including, rather surprisingly, the question of whether it could be morally permissible to harm more people in order to save fewer people from some significant harm. Now, I think that one of the most interesting things about this book is that it has these wonderful probing commentaries on my lectures. One by philosopher Thomas Herka, second one by Shelley Kagan, and a third one by one of the originators of the trolley problem, Judith Thomson, who discusses her really new views about the trolley problem. I try to respond, of course, and there makes it a nice debate within the confines of this book. Tanner lectures are intended to be both rigorous and accessible, so I'm hoping that many more people will join the investigation of this philosophical mystery by reading this book.